Hey everyone, it's Desiree and welcome. This will be the last video for our Creep on June 2024 journal that we have created. Today it's just the full flip through when it comes to this. Now you can see she's got an alligator mouth. Very much so. So I do not have a closure on this book. This is the type of there's many journals out there. Ones that are very active, ones that are very wide and dimensional, ones that are this, where it's a home decor piece where you will set it up onto a shelf or a mantle or a table and just let it add that decoration. Now, that doesn't mean that this can't be used. And that's when I use the term active. Again, we all use different terms. This is how I look at journals. Okay. And again, many different ways we can look at journals. When it comes to this is going, again, this will sit somewhere. It doesn't mean that I can't pick it up, open it, and make a note on something that happened. Even though this also has a very deep Halloween theme, does not mean that it cannot be used throughout the year. Again, I like goth and vintage. Now, a lot of times, sometimes people don't think those two things go together. I do, but I also keep them separate. So this is something that I would keep out all year on a mantle to admire, to look at, to page through, and every day, or if something happens in each of the months, it can be recorded in here. So sometimes I think we limit ourselves to what something like this can look like. All right, enough of gabbing. Let's start the flip through. So I wanted you to see the top first. Remember, I like explosions coming out, and one of the things that I was really focusing in on with this journal was complete chaos. For some reason, I just saw chaos when it came to the story, the feeling, the vibe. It's just something that how I reacted. So even more so, and I do this normally, especially just with tassels and charms. This time the pages are exploding. So on the top here, we have 3 tassels. This is the normal way that I make my tassels. No matter which one we're looking at, I like them long and flowy and all over the place. So I have one here, and I used black organza with black twine and brown twine. I have a center one here where I took some sari silk and I dyed it. So, because I wanted to also have a purple tint to this. I wanted purple to go through. So I just added some sari silk, black organza, black twine, and brown twine, and just letting them go to town. And then I have another one like the first. So these are just coming off the top. What's also coming off the top is, remember, for each of the days, the little snippet of the story, some of them were coming off the top of the pages. And for those, I put in small eyelets and added a small charm with a jump ring to those. Some of the charms are just these round circles. Some of them are little tiny brass stars, but they all do have the jump ring connected to it. So nothing too dangly, but we do have a dangle there. And again, it's either the round brass or a star brass. So that's what's coming up off the top of this, and you'll see it when we turn it to the side. Let's go to the back cover. So the back cover simply has my branding. And again, I always name every one of the journals that I make, no matter how small or how large. They always have a name to them. This one is called Creep on June 2024. And then my insignia there, I used a dark purple cardstock, inked it with the vintage photo and the scorched timber. I added 4 brads to this panel here. I distressed both of the panels, and I also heat emboss after I stamped with champagne embossing powder. And then also we've got those brads there. You can see the texture that we have from the black MAC paste, and I'm not putting anything else on the back of this. Well, there is something that will go to the back, so let me grab that, because I took that off so that we could see the back. So what is going to sit on the back is our property deed title. And if you remember, we created this in one of our videos. So here's the front, and when we open it, it looks like one of those documents that you can fold out. This was a freebie. I created a wax melt, and then on page 2 is just the picture of the area with another wax melt in there also. So this folds up, and then we take our sari silk that I inked up with vintage photo and scorched timber. We have our non-opening skull safety pin. I love these things though. They are great. And then I just make sure that I tie my bow, and I make sure that the skull is sitting there, and just try to get the bow the way that I want it to sit. Here we go. We've got 2 brass keys, and this will get clipped here, making sure not to clip any of the pages in the back. And then if we wanted to, we could put another clip here to make sure that she just stays to the side. Again, personal choice. For the recipient, whoever will receive this, they know now that they have 2 clips that they would be able to use as well. So they will definitely be part of that. And then this is how that looks. Again, didn't want to put it inside. You can. I mean, you would just have a wider mouth by putting that inside, but I think it looks pretty cool just hanging on the outside of our piece. And while I move this around, I'm just going to keep that off, and I will put it back on. For our spine, I used a die from Elizabeth Crafts. I'm going to keep this in my hands, but I need it balanced. And that's this here. It's a beautiful, I just think it's very unique when it comes to the image. I'll move my tassel off to that side there. I created an image with Creep on June 2024, and we puffed this. So it's very dimensional. I did not put any clear plastic coating on top of that. I just wanted to keep everything matte. Kept this black so that it would look like it's going in, to keep that dark feel. You could accent this with some gold mica or anything like that, but I chose not to. I only did a little bit of that. From the center of my signatures, there are 3 of them. I always keep the tassels in there until I decide what I'm going to do with them, whether I want to tie them in a bow or I want them to dangle from the bottom with some charms. This time, I want them to dangle from the top. So I pulled them up to the top, tied a knot, glued that in place, and now I created my charms. I have a spider there, excuse me, and I also have another spider here. I believe this one I got from Amazon, and these here are by Tim Holtz. his ideology. And then for the rest of them, I didn't want to add too much more. I just added simple black matte beads and just made sure I had a knot on those so that they would not come off. For our cover, we've got a lot going on here, and this was a video that I just recently showed. Absolutely in love with this. Kept this very plain when it came to, I shouldn't say plain, monochromatic. Let me see if I can zoom you out just a little more there. There we go. Kept it very, again, dark, goth-like. So pulling in those purples, keeping the browns. I created another page to the front that's called The Curious Case of Craftly Hall. This was the story. I grabbed some flowers from my stash. These are from Graphic 45. And then die cut some leaves out of black cardstock. I've got black lace. It's a spider web type lace in the back, and that's just coming off of the page. I have the continuation of the green folder throughout this, again, inked with vintage photo and scorched timber. And then I added some trash, some cardboard, shredded it up, painted it black, because again, didn't want that to be too bold. And then I have another purple like I did for the branding. Again, these flowers are spares from Graphic 45 that I found. And then I found this charm too. I believe this is an ideology charm as well. And 4 brads once again. Just love this look. It's very gothic. It's exactly how I wanted it to come out. Some of these leaves were really extending, but because of the way that they actually sat, I was able to trim them so that I don't have too much of overhang. Okay, so I'm going to take my tassel to the top, and let's start our flip through. You can see just here how much is just coming out. I've got 2 of these tassel explosions. These are the ones from the top. So we'll push those up, and then you can just see all of the charms and the 2 tassels, or the 3 tassels I've got going on. We just have a lot working in this. There is some weight to this. There's a lot of also metal findings on this, because I just love metal. I gotta love the metal embellishments. Okay, so let's get started. So when we open this up, we do have our pocket here. And again, you can see you don't want to push down too far because you've got those flowers there. But here I just added a couple of the tags. Now, when it comes to the extra pieces that I added, they are not inked or anything else like that. Again, the recipient may want to do that. They may want to add some paint or markers to them. So while I ink everything that the journal's built with, when it comes to the other ephemera, the extra pieces that I either provide or push through the book, I leave them alone. So we've just got some extra because we've got some lace there. And I've got some of my leftover pieces of ephemera here that I'm just going to, you'll see I'm just going to keep grabbing them and putting them in throughout. We have, the pages consist of vellum, the pattern papers from the other kit. There was like 2 kits that were available on Creep on June, and then she had freebies. So we have tracing paper, actually, it's not vellum. And then we also have the pattern papers that were ripped up and then coffee dyed. And there's a sequence to them. Here's the love story between Jeffrey and Rose. And again, we introduce our book with this. These are pockets. These are the letters that they wrote back and forth. The vellum, you will see, I have another picture of them in there. You'll see the vellum acts as just a divider because this is a story. So you'll always have one piece of a pattern paper and one piece of a coffee dyed piece of paper. When we continue on, this is day 1, and now we're going to go through the days. So the first signature is day 1 through 15. The second signature, or the third signature, is 16 through 30, and the center signature is the case file, Case of Craftley Hall. So here we have our tag, we have a tuck here, and then on the vellum you will see a snippet from the story. And then again, we have another tuck here if we wanted to put another item. We have a pocket here, very tight pocket. We have a swing out here for our next day. And then here, this is a pocket. So let me look. So that's a pocket there. And then we have another small pocket here as well. So you can see I'm just grabbing some of the smaller pieces of ephemera for each of these. Here I have a file folder and a tag, and then for every piece there is a piece that flips out. You can journal on this side and glue other pieces on this. We have a charm with just a simple black bead. Here we have a side pocket made from the tags. I have a couple tags that are put in there, and I thought this was, oh, and then this is a pocket as well. So you have a pocket all the way in the back, and then you have a pocket in between as well. So this is a double pocket. We have a photo, a little bit more of the story. Again, there's a picture of Craftley Hall back in the day. And then here we have this. This is also a tuck. So you can put something there. Here we have a folder. So this is actually an envelope that's being held on with a brass safety pin that actually works. So we have that. This is just split for dimension. This just clips right up onto our page here. And again, we have another charm. Here we have a bat and a feather onto a bulb safety pin. Under here, we have a pocket as well. And just use some of the pattern papers to create 3 small tags. Here we have a tuck with 3 photos, added another tag, and then another book type tag. Here we have a belly band, so I added another tag book. This is held together with a small safety clip, and then this can come out. So this has 2 pockets where we can just continue to add our items, and then that wraps around this belly band. And again, we can secure it with our paper clip. Here, these were added onto the tracing paper, and it was actually a little pocket that we made, and we just added 3 small tags to it. Again, extra sterling spots. This here is a double tuck. You can either come to the top or from the bottom. And inside this extra tag book, we have a completed tag with one of our tassel explosions. All right, so we'll tuck that back in. Here we have a large pocket with some brads holding it down. We have another book, tag book, and a couple more tags that we added into this. Again, more of the story. Here we have another pocket as well. 3 more small tags, and you'll see some of the pieces were sewn, but not everything. And then here we have this. These are also tuck spots, so you can put something there. And this here is actually a belly band. So let me see if I can find. Here we go. We'll put that there. And you can put something right there. On here we have one of the charms that I like to make using the pattern paper and some solid cardstock in between. I do have to ink around these, and I'll use the scorched timber for that. But these are great chipboard. They're hard, and I've used a ball and chain to attach those. So here we have this tag. It will flip up for journaling space. And then we have 2 spare tags in there. It's a pocket, and then this swivels. And you can see we have decorated this side. So just adds a little bit more to it. I'm sure I forgot some of the pockets too. Here we have just some of the pattern paper covered in a black lace and just some extra pieces for that side pocket there. And now we're at the center. I have another bulb safety pin with 2 feathers, and one has a rose. So here we have some miscellaneous papers, and here we have the inside. I took that inside flap and tucked it into this envelope, added a strip of the papers from the kit, and then clipped in a vellum envelope that can be removed, so the recipient can put anything that they want in this center piece. And then when you turn this, we can do, or they can do whatever they would want with this, whether it's glue it down here to make a tuck, or just glue it here and glue over it. But you can also just glue the bottom and make it a tuck as well. So these pages are very open. And now we just continue through the month. Here I have another bulb safety pin with a spider. And here we have another belly band. So this here is the belly band, very different in shape. And then we just have a file folder and 2 tags tucked in there. You can see nothing is at a 90-degree angle. Everything is just different because, again, looking for that whole chaos, unsettledness. Again, that's what I felt when it came to this storyline. Here we have another small pocket down here, and you'll see I have stamping going throughout just to accent the pages, or I also used stencils. So again, 3 small tags just to place in there. And you'll also notice the tags that I've put in, I have not put toppers on them. Again, this is already alligator mouth. I think if I did this, it would actually go flat. And I don't want it to do that. I think between the sides and the top and the front, we've got enough going on to explode out. So here we have our tag, have our journaling spot there. This is also a tuck. So if I take this, again, just a piece to add, I can just put this and tuck this right up in there. Here we have another large pocket with a tag and another file folder. And when we look at this one, this too is a pocket on the front. So again, pockets within pockets. We have one of our explosions coming off the side. And of course it does get tangled up, but that's the fun of it. And here we have a pocket with a couple tags as well. Different style belly band. So I have a file folder. This piece comes out, and this piece is actually a trifold. Again, just using the pattern papers to make all of that work. And then that just covers this across here. So it's kind of like the decoration and the addition to the belly band. So just a different way to create those. This opens up. Again, these are pockets when you see them like this. So you can put small stuff in there, and it is also a tuck. Here we have another one of those paper charms that I love to make. Love, 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 love. Whenever there was sewing, I kept the long tails from the sewing. Again, to let them hang out, and let's have some fun with those. Here we have a tuck and an extra file folder put in. Here's another belly band. Now this one I did back with black cardstock, and we have a tag and a file folder sitting in there. And then here we have another tuck with the file folder, and again, that can flip open, and that's where a lot of your journaling can take place. We have a tag that is a tuck. Again, we've got condemned, some stenciling, 3 small tickets or tags within that photo on the vellum, and then also here. We have another tuck with a couple tags that we can push up. And then we have this, and this is all, these are 2 tucks as well. So you can put something in here and also down here, or you can just put something like that and it will be held. So it's a broken belly band. I don't know if that's, you know, something new. So like I can take this, and I can slide that in there. And then it will stay. Here's another one of those paper charms, front and back. And again, I just use the pattern paper for those. Here we have a swing out tag where you can journal underneath. The picture on top is a pocket, so 3 small tags, and then the back was set in as a pocket as well. Again, tuck. This is just a decorative piece. Opens up, place to journal. Here, why is that sticking? Okay, something stuck. Not sure what. See, this is why we do our flip throughs too. Okay, I don't understand that. Oh, because it's supposed to. Okay, so. Yeah, that was fun. And we'll just push that back down. Going to push on that to make sure. Okay, there we go. So this flips open, and again, this is a pocket as well. So again, we can put something in there, and I'm just looking to see if I have, you know, any extra pieces of ephemera to have some fun with. So here I have a ticket that I just stamped on solid cardstock. So there you go. That can go in there. And then here we just have a couple of tags placed in there. This is not a pocket. And again, one of our explosions is coming off. Here we just have a side tuck, and I put a file folder in there, sewed around that. And now we are inside. This is our center piece, and this is the case file with everything that was going on. These are the investigators that we've put in, Carl Edwards, Dorothy Blakely, and Ernest Brundle. This is the story of the Craftly Hall, and then there's a picture of the Craftly Hall. And then we have another map in behind this. So again, this is the case file, and that is just what is the second signature. So now we are on to day 16. Always left these blank to do whatever it is. We have another one of those spider charms on a bulb safety pin. We have a tag here sewn with a tag book just tucked in behind. And when we take this and flip this over, it covers that. So it gives the illusion of a double take. Here we have a file folder. This is a double pocket. So you can put something here and you can put something there. So we will put that. We have a bunch of these tickets. So we can just have fun with them. So you can see we can put something there and we can put something there. And it is a tuck spot. Here we have another tag, a double pocket. So again, we can put something there and we can put something there. And you can see I used a vellum for that when it comes to those pockets. This is a side tuck. Here I took one of the tags and I ripped it and I put vellum in between, and it is a side belly band or a belly band that you can see through. So let me lift this up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but had a lot of fun with that. Did that a couple times. This here flips down and is also a pocket. And we have a charm that we made, the paper charm. This is an envelope just like before. Didn't decorate it, so again, there's lots of things that the recipient will be able to grab to decorate that themselves. This is another belly band, and we have a book tag along with another book tag. Here we have another tuck. So we can put just items in there. Here we have another flip up tag, and it is a belly band. And you can see that is what that tag originally looked like. And I just hand tore down it. We have another charm on a safety bulb, a bulb safety pin, and this is a tuck as well. So we can put items in there. And then we have another tuck going up, and a tag and a file folder has been put in there. So here we have another tag just sewn, and again, it's creating a tuck. We have another envelope that can be decorated by the recipient. We have a double belly band. So this here is the first layer. And then we have the back layer that you can add lots of items as well. This is a side belly band. And this is actually cut out to see what the picture is underneath there. And I put 4 brads around that. Again, we're at the center. Same thing. Now we can take this one and just tuck that into the pocket, and then whatever you would want to do with this one is okie dokie. Here we have another bulb with a gear and another feather with a rose. We have a tuck, and it's a long tuck, so this is attached to this, but that whole side is a tuck. We have this, and this is also a tuck where we can add another photo or another item. And I actually closed that one up that time. Here we have another paper charm and one of the skull imitation safety pins. And this folds down. Again, lots of journaling space. Here, it's another side tuck and another file folder. Another side or another belly band, and this also opens. And yes, that is another tuck. This is where the seance, so that you can see a lot of this stuff. So like when you see this, here's the table, and then here they are, because this is the group gathered around the small circular table Ernest placed in the dining room. So you can see, you know, that's what I was looking at. These are also the charms coming off the top. We have another explosion coming off of that. Here is another envelope that the recipient can fill. Here's another tag that I split. I was really liking that whole split and tore the piece of vellum outside of it. You can see it's not straight. Again, that chaos was going for that whole chaos. Here's another belly band too with images. This flips up. And again, belly band. This flips out. Let the stenciling go across that. Just another tuck pocket. And then there's a hat in behind that. A small pocket here. So this is a pocket. So the top and the bottom and the side is closed up. Have a file folder here. And that brings us to the end. So there are pages left for the recipient to have fun with and enjoy. Now we do have some space back here. The deed does not fit into this pocket. I did try that, and it just failed miserably. So yeah, don't think I didn't try that one. I did. And I'm not finding, oh, here we go. So here are some more pieces that we can just fill in and have fun with. And there we go. And that is our Craftly haul. Now the only thing I have to do is I do want to ink around the paper, the paper charms, because I think for me that's the finishing look. But that is our journal. I am very pleased. I was not sure that this was going to come out the way that I envisioned it. You know, you get these ideas in your head, and you're like, oh yeah, this will work. And then you come to find, yeah, no, that didn't work. But this one did. Very pleased with it. I think whoever receives this will absolutely enjoy it. And see I'm sure there's pockets and areas that I forgot about. So, you know, just keep trying. That's the fun of a journal as well, to just put those pieces together. I think that's what makes a journal active and keeps that alive as well. So this will be, at the time that this is airing, this will be up in my shop. If anyone is interested in this, if they would like to purchase it, along with the other journals that are still available, that are in there as well. So guys, thank you for coming along on this journey with me. I think it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I think Tracy outdid herself when it came to this kit on Creep on June. So now that I know about it, I will be making sure that I keep an eye out for it next year. I will link down to Tracy and her Etsy shop and also her website if you want to become a member of her membership. It is free, completely free, and she's always giving freebies out in there that you can download and print, and they are great freebies as well. All right, so I'll have those linked down below. Thank you again so much. Make sure you enjoy the process and the art that you create. That's what you should be doing. We have no stress. Just have fun with it. Get an idea and see if it works. Some of the things, most of the things did work for this. There were some things that not, and we just changed them. It's okay. But don't give up. Never throw it away. All right? I'd love for you to subscribe. Remember to hit that thumbs up. Make sure you ring the bell for notifications. Hopefully you'll be notified. But if not, stop back often. There's always one minimum, at least 2 videos per week. So come check it out. And I go live most every Saturday when it comes to that, and really having fun with that and just getting to chat with you guys as we sit down and create together. Again, enjoy. But most of all, always remember, always be creative in everything that you do every day. I will make sure that I talk to you in the next video. And remember, stay safe and have a great one. Till then.